Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creative Leigh on Monday, the 10th of March 2025 with FLOSSTUBE number 259. I haven't got any time to make any notes today, so I think I remember that correctly. Welcome back to my mostly weekly YouTube channel about counted cross stitch. I'm a week and a day late. I was away in Christchurch for the weekend for the Christchurch Stitchers Retreat, and I didn't get home until 10:30 p.m. on Sunday last night, and pretty much home, shower, bed, that was it. And I think we flew in early Friday afternoon, and it was just all go pretty much from the time I headed into Wellington to meet with Anne and Judith to get one of the hubbies to take us to the airport. It was pretty much it. So 100% I did like maybe an hour's check-in at work in the morning while I was waiting for everybody to be ready. Other than that, I didn't think about work. I didn't even look at my work stuff because I was so busy. And it was great. Until like 4 o'clock this morning, I woke up and then had that work anxiety that you do. The week before I missed that week, I put up a community post. So if ever you don't see me, if you're expecting my YouTube, I always try, if I'm going to miss a YouTube, if it was especially if it was unexpected or unplanned, like, when I took bereavement leave for Dad, if I've been sick or what have you, I always put a community post up. So when you look at my channel on YouTube, if you look under posts, I will put a post up. So if you haven't seen my video go up by the normal, Sunday evening, New Zealand time, do check the post. I usually put a post up with just a brief explanation as to if I'm taking a day off. So I intended to do a video last week, but those of you bound for a little while know that I was on this massive project last year when I was still working in my old role, and then with moving to my new role with a vendor, I was still working on that same project essentially. And we finally had our go live. We finally did our big, it was our third go live, but our big majority migration from a legacy document management system to SharePoint, plus also a whole bunch of custom workflows. And there's a cobweb up there. I need to deal with that cobweb at some stage. Who's got time for housework? Not me. But basically, the week leading up to, it's been pretty intense. The week leading up to and the week after, we just worked, the whole team, majority of the team has just been working stupid hours, unhealthy, stupid, not sustainable, kill me now kind of hours, 15 plus hour days. And I think I did something like 18 days in a row non-stop, and on average 15-hour days. No sleep, just trying to get bug fixes, just trying to hit a deadline. We got it in. It's a bit buggy. We've still got a little bit of work to do, but we kind of went to the point where we can't go back. So at least we get to what we call fix forward. Like when you're doing your cross stitching, sometimes you work around those bugs, those defects, those personalizations as we call it. So it's been a bit nuts. I felt super guilty about taking the 3 days off, but I'd had them planned, since last April. And it's just the kind of person I am. But it sounds like quite a few others took the opportunity to just slow down and have at least some of the weekend off. We're all pretty freaking knackered. So I, as well as actually not having any time to film, I also hadn't done any stitching. I did a little bit of stitching on Sunday the 23rd, and a little bit, I think, on the 24th. And 25th, a little bit. I had a new start back on the 23rd. I'll show you shortly my latest Fraktur bird. Just now I've been nosing at my neighbours. It's a Monday morning. It's very weird. Just taking a coffee break from work. Just had a couple of stand-ups. I need another coffee. I'm so tired. I'm tired, but it's more different kind of tired. But yeah, hardly any time to do any stitching. So my video would have been, here's half a border, that's it. So it turned out to be, to take a week off and stuff. Do have quite a bit to show you. I'm not going to go into massive detail about the retreat. I think over the past few years, I've felt a little bit of, not pressure, but people were quite keen for me to kind of take video there. And for me, it's a reminder to everybody that cross-stitching is my hobby. Me going away to a retreat was me having a holiday, me having a vacation, me enjoying my hobby and just spending time with my friends. So I didn't take any photos, I didn't take any footage. I'll talk a little bit about it after I show you through. So if you're not interested, just a quick little snippet, and I'll show you a few things. I didn't even buy that much. I didn't even go to the freebie table except once. I just needed a break from work and to spend time with really good friends, have a laugh, eat some terrible food, and terrible meaning not great quality as well as bad for you. Did I mention not be at work? Yeah, that was the main thing. So yeah, but I did have a few lovely little things people have given me. Do want to show you those because they're adorable and I love them. Okay, that's it. Right, let's start with the non-retreat stuff that's come in. So, which is essentially last week I had my latest, the February Tom and Lily thread club come in. So that's the little card we get from Melanie from the Tom and Lily. These are from France. I think a 10 pack is about £33, but that includes shipping. So per meter, it's comparable per meter or per yard. The cost delivered is very comparable to your three big brands, but I just love the colors and stuff. I really enjoy stitching with Tom and Lily. Took a break for a year while my fiscal situation was uncertain with the job thing, but I'm really pleased to have joined back up again. So what does Melanie say about the February pack? Basically, this month's theme, Smoky Petal, showcases a unique blend of new pigments and dyeing techniques, offering a beautiful soft February colour palette, perfect for your seasonal stitching projects. And they are very pretty, and I'm not someone who does pretty per se, but sometimes I do, and these are really pretty. And I do such a hash of showing these. I really, really should just keep them unopened and open them for you so I can take them out when they look pretty, and I don't do that, and this is how it is. So you get 10 8-meter skeins. Typically they're a mix of her sort of standard Colour Gems collection and some one-offs for the club. Sometimes those one-offs become regulars, but that's the colour palette there. That's so pretty. Just 4 soft greys, and then I guess 6 sort of lavenders going into mauves and stuff. So pretty. So, and we always get something. This time I think it's typically a cup of tea. So we've got here a French brand, Fleur de Jasmine, so jasmine tea, jasmine flower tea, just whatever. That I'll give that a go. I'm not a great one for, I like Dilmah Extra Strength, just the classic black tea. However, I'm willing to try the occasional fancy tea. Okay, that's all that came in new into the house pre this weekend. I have a chart. I'm just gonna, I got this at retreat, but from Suzie and on a loan, so it's kind of not really retreat specific. I just happened to be talking with her, and when she came back to retreat on Sunday, she is lending it to me. So my lovely friend Suzie is lending me this chart. She hasn't stitched it, but she's not likely to stitch it this year. It's pomegranate alphabet. I haven't got a pomegranate in the mix at the moment. I've been around for a while. I love pomegranates. One day I want a pomegranate wall. I almost have enough. With this one, I think I'd have enough to get them framed and then call it like 5 or 6, and that's enough for a collection, right? This is from Happiness is Heart Made, designed by Christy Shuhi Ortiz, and I am probably going to use my own overdyes. It's charted for 4 DMCs. Super simple. Again, I'm all for one for having fun, and if you want to, chart to start colour converting, pick something with 4 colours. So it has a red, a green, and 2 tan. So I'm sure I'll be able to sort something out. I'm going to start this in August/September. This year I'm going to do stash sampler starts again along with Narissa from Narissa's Stitching Lifestyle. So that will be, probably start that in August so I can get it started. I'll kit that up at some stage. I'm looking forward to starting that. It's not a huge sampler, it won't take me that long. So yeah, keen to get that chart back to Suzie this year. So yeah, thanks Suzie, I really appreciate it. Then I grabbed 2 charts off of the freebie table. This one, Pat Rogers Counted Collection Roses in December. I would probably not write the sentiment. I probably would just put something else there, or maybe my name, but I really like it. I thought it was really sweet. Again, I think this is another one that would be quite good for a conversion. Got 3 blues, 3 roses, a green, big avocado green to medium green grey, off-white, beige brown, dark brown, mid blue green. So really easy, perfect. This is the sort of chart that I would use either my Tom and Lily overdyes or my various silks to chart up and give it a little bit more movement. Put it on a nice, maybe an overdyed fabric, and then you've modernized what is a bit of an older sampler. When was this published? When were you published? 1986. So it takes something that's a little bit vintagey, and but I think it's really sweet. But yeah, I just don't know that I really want to remember the roses in December. I feel like, I don't even know if that makes sense in the Southern Hemisphere, but no idea. And then there's this one, and again, I would probably very easily remove the religious sentiment. It's just a nice section that I could cut out. Either keep it just as a sampler with alphabets, or put something else in there, probably something slightly subversive, because that's how I roll. So this one's called Trust in Thee sampler. So it's got a verse in here, which, but I think it's really pretty, and love me an alphabet, because I'm probably should show you the whole thing. So I think I cut off the bottom. I hate how they do charts on an angle. Like, what? It's a problem when you've got a long skinny design. But that was really pretty. And it was just, yeah, it's the sort of thing. This one's filled with some specialty stitches, which I kind of like. It has satin stitch, 4-sided stitch, long arm, cross stitch, plait stitch, Algerian eye stitch, aka Algerian eyelets, and Montenegrin stitch. So that's kind of fun that it has a little bit of different things in it. A little bit of different things. Wow, great English that was. Let's talk about stitching at the retreat. Let's talk about stitching full stop. So my new start back on the 23rd of February was from Stitching Spell Fraktur 15, aka what I have renamed Fernando Philomena. This is probably the last in my stash of the Fraktur bird style charts. I'm keen to get this finished in the next couple of weeks so that I can take it and its friends back to Christchurch at the end of the month when I go down for my brother's wedding, and I want to drop off the 6 or 7, 8 Fraktur bird charts that I've got, all designs I've got all stitched. I'm taking them down to Art Frame, and I'm going to get them framed. Thank you, Dad. Dad's paying for the framing, aka Dad's estate is paying for the framing. As a little, I don't know. My dad loved his birds. He's feed his birds. He, had a whole routine with feeding all the birds that were around the neighbourhood, with his bird feeders, his bird bath, and his bird brain. So I'm like, yeah, let's get a whole lot of birds stitched, framed for Dad, and not that, I don't know, that's what I decided to do. So I started them, they're on 40 count Bourbon linen from Country Stitch. Love me some Country Stitch linen. And I'm using a variation of DFC, and this is where I'm at. So I got most of the border, probably 3/4 of the border stitched that first week, the first couple of days, and then on Thursday night I finished work early, aka after 12 hours at 7 p.m, and I sat down. My eyes were so tired, but I got the rest of the border finished, so all the brown kind of things filled in. But that is my little border. It's so pretty. The main difference, other than subtle differences, the main difference is that kind of butterscotch colour around the outside. It's charted for quite a bright yellow, and on my fabric I felt like I needed to go darker, so I've gone with that more butterscotchy colour rather than the brighter yellow. That's, you know, my fabric's a little bit different from the mock-up. Like it's, yeah, mustardy, more mustardy. So that was a really good start. I do need to hopefully keep chipping away at it the next couple of weeks, because again, this is going to be in the pile that's going to go down for framing. Then we get to the retreat stitching. I had a couple of ideas for retreat stitching, including a retreat start, and then I went rogue and sorry, I can hear some weird banging. No idea what that is. When we got down and we got our retreat pack, there was the retreat design that Debbie is the Debbie's business is Angel Crafts, and she is the person who organises the retreat, the Christchurch Stitchers Retreat. This was her second year hosting it. She had designed a design for the retreat, which is just a really simple design of the end of the Brighton Pier. The retreat's held in New Brighton. And I decided if I want to get a finish, I didn't take anything that was close to a finish. So if I wanted to get a finish and ring the bell, I should just stitch this. So I did. Took me a day and a half, so pretty much all of Saturday through to about 9 p.m. And then till about 1ish on Sunday, I stitched on this. So, and I got finished and I rang the bell. And one lady said, "Oh, did you start this before the retreat?" And I said, "No, I got it at the same time as you." I said, "I don't have a time machine." But anyway, I did a slight change inspired by my friend Anne. When we went to dinner on Saturday night, we went to a place called Salt on the Pier. Don't recommend it, very average. However, it was food, you know, gave fuel, too expensive for what it was. But when we're sitting, it was basically the Brighton Library. New Brighton Library is right on the end of the pier, and Salt on the Pier, this restaurant, is right beside it, in the same kind of building, right on the end of the pier. The pier is very long, and as we're looking out the window, we're like, oh, Anne pointed out that the light shades on the lantern, light fitting, whatever the heck they are, the flower poles, light poles, were kind of yellow hats, and they went like this. They were this shape, whereas Debbie had designed the chart to be the other way around. So and grey. So we just Anne changed hers, so I decided to change mine, put a little bit more yellow in it. And I'm probably also, now this is the retreat piece finished, I'm probably going to add my initials somewhere. I'll squeeze them in maybe down here in the water, and then also I might add a couple of little seagulls flying over here, maybe just a couple here, just to fill in that little gap. I think it'll add a little bit of balance. Debbie said she tried to get seagulls, she couldn't get it to work, but I think just a couple of little, you know, cartoony wings flying will just add a little bit of balance there. So probably going to do that. But yeah, I got that. So that was like a day and a half stitching. Meanwhile, I still had my retreat start, but first of all, I was sitting with Suzie at our table, and Suzie is someone who I'm stitching Crowns of the Kingdom with. It's a very long sale. I didn't bring my card. I think we started at 22. When did I turn 50? Because it was one of my 50 at 50. Yeah, 22. Is that when the Queen died, or was it 23? I don't remember. Terrible. So I took this along sort of to show her in person. And then also I thought I'll stitch on it while I'm there. Well, first of all, the thumping is really annoying. There's somebody thumping, like they might be doing some construction or something, and it is reverberating through my house. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, I picked this up. I was determined, because I've spent a day and a half stitching on the retreat piece. I'm like, well, I'll do at least one crown while I'm sitting with Suzie. I found this really hard to stitch with people around me who, bless them, kept coming and talking to me, and I kept making mistakes. I had to frog it. This is definitely not a piece to stitch in company. So there it is there. I showed you this a week ago, a couple of weeks ago, when I stitched all over this side here. I did one crown. I did this crown here, and then I decided, well, I'm not going to stitch anymore because I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to be really annoyed. And, you know, froggy and metallic, you can't save it. It's a waste of money. So, yeah, one crown done. And I decided, well, that's not going to be stitched in public. Even though it's on 32 count, it was just, I just couldn't get it. That one crown took me. I had to frog 3 pieces 3 different times, and it really annoyed me. There at the 11th hour, I think retreat finished at 4:30-ish, 4:30. And I picked this up about 3 o'clock, haven't got that crown in. This is my intention for the retreat, was to start on Keeper of the Pins. This is, I'm going to do this as a loose stitch along with Narissa and with Judith, and I've had this kitted up for a little while. I'm stitching mostly the cord for them, changing silk to a silk view for the red. And I thought I'd start on the first one in the book, the sewing bird, and then I realized I didn't pull the DMC for it, and it starts with the DMC, and I was like, sure, I could go to the middle or start at the top. I don't want to. So I moved on, and I actually started the second one, which is needles and thread. My sole is fed with needles and thread, so it's this one. I started that one, got a little bit, an hour of stitching in. So yeah, new start at the Christchurch Stitchers Retreat. So I'm on, it's about a 34 count. It's a unnamed sort of mist dye from Catherine that I picked up at the Hutt Valley Retreat. It's, yeah, because it's shrunk a little bit. It was probably a 32 and it's shrunk down to about a 34-ish. That's it. The cushion's going to be a little bit bigger than what the models would have been. And yeah, mostly the charted fancies and DMC. This fabric is this really, because it's charted, the models were stitched on Country Mocha. And this, show you why it's a mist dye, because it's got like random, can you see that pink? It's got random pink splotches in it. And so I'm just stitching around them. And yeah, it's just, I really like the moody grey. And that's where I got to, that I've got net and thread. So a little tiny start, but a start nonetheless. That's probably the smallest start I've ever had. No time frame, no plans or what have you, but just going to chip away at it over the next little while. So that was all of my stitching. So if you came along for the stitching, that's the stitching. We agreed on a few plans. I think Suzie was starting a one red thread a day project, and she started it on the Saturday, and she's stitching a lovely French sampler, I think it's the Papillon Creation sampler, using 103 on a beautiful linen. I said I'm quite keen to start my Bristol sampler. I've had a Bristol sampler in my stash for ages. I just hadn't chosen the floss for it. I'm probably just going to use Gutermann silk. I like it. Just need a red. Because I'm stitching on, I think, 55 count. It's a high count anyway, and it's quite a big sampler. So I'm going to start mine on the 1st of April, or around the 1st of April. And just because I've got enough going on in March, I need to get this, the project, this this phase of this project is going to be wrapped up by the end of March, and then I've got my brother's wedding. So then April will be starting to work on new things at work, and I have my sister here, and I just decided April I'll start. And so we're just picking a project to stitch one strand, one length of red thread on a project. So mine will be a Bristol. I think it's Louisa Collymore from Hands Across the Sea, and I think Judith's joining in, and she's going to do it. I can't remember what she's stitching. She's got a couple of projects in mind, I think, and then we're just gonna, if you're interested in stitching on a red project, red sampler, then find something and put a length of red thread in it a day, just to kind of chip away at it really slowly. That's going to start, and I think that's all I've got from way of plans. Sometime this week, hopefully I'll get part 3, which for me will be part 12 of, part 12, which will be my 3rd part of the Garden Club series. I like to stitch that around the 13th. It's my mum's birthday tomorrow, the 11th. That's really, she would have been, what year is it? She would have been, she was born 1947, so she would have been 78 tomorrow. Bizarre. She was 63 when she died, so yeah. And then that's it. Okay, I'm going to show you just a few things that I got from the retreat, mostly little things that people gave me, which was really lovely. And then so kind, and I was so shit, I didn't do anything. I had great intentions and putting together little swap things, and it just didn't happen. I'm going to be better next year. I promise I'm going to be better next year. I'm starting now to prepare for the next, whatever retreat it might be, the next retreat I might go to. I'm starting in April. I won't start now. Okay, these will be in no particular order. I just have a wee pile. And I'll probably edit between, because I'm going to rustle, and I'll avoid rustling. Okay, one moment. Okay, in the retreat little goodie bag that we got, we had the little kit for that retreat piece I just showed you. Some information about a new, or I don't know if it's new, some information just from DMC around with a chart for a lilac band using, I think, and a sample of their DMC Pearl, maybe? I'm not sure whether these two things go together, actually. What does it say? Use one strand. No, this is just for normal DMC. Okay, so just a pattern sponsored by Art and Frame that you can sew onto whatever. So it's a pretty design, actually. I really like the design for this lilac band. They also gave us a bit of information about the new DMC pearls. They gave us a sample bobbin of this. I got 4025, very pretty, and with a discount voucher if we want to purchase more of it. I don't know where to put everything. Okay. A voucher for a discount off of a lamp if we want from Angel Crafts. Just a little Zweigart pattern book with a couple of cute little, mostly florals, I think. Yeah, floral designs for sewing on things, cushions, home decor. They're quite pretty, some pretty little designs in that. And a little fabric gauge. Some little wooden floss drops. A spool of something from Rainbow Gallery. I got a sample of highlights. I've not used highlights before. and a pen. I think that was everything in the little goodie bag. So everything else now is from people. My dear friend Judith, she had bought the license to get some of these designs printed. So yeah, this is the I Belong to the Cross Stitch Nation design. So cute. I'm really happy with that. So a good handle on that mug, I must say. So that was really lovely. From my lovely friend Anne, she had worked with Catherine just to kit up a couple of things, put together little packs for, you know, us really close buddies. So we're friends, not just cross-stitching friends. And I've got a lovely piece of Nougat Newcastle. So I love that colour. It's amazing. So Catherine was like, oh, Leigh will love this. And then they paired like a Petite Treasure Braid to go along that would kind of complement. And I got this colour, which is amazing. It's like a bronze. PB49. So, you know, challenges on to how could I pair those in some way, but just nice things to have in my stash. So that was from my lovely friend Anne. Judith also had a box of package of stuff that she'd brought back from the States from various trips that we could just dig in and grab something from. And I just picked a pack of these project cards and antique needleworkers with just some details on the back. So thank you very much. I'm gonna forget who everything came from. My Jude made us a gorgeous bag. So this was all her own sewing. This is like, I really need to up my game. She took pieces from various Blackbird books and adapted them and made each of us a little bag. They were different shapes and contained things like chocolate and stuff. Any of the food has been consumed long ago. So, and that is just like such a cute little bag. So she sewed us all a little bag, and I love that fabric on the back. So that's going to be cute to keep things in. It's a little Rendale mug. I've got the penguins, and also a really nice mug, a different shape. I have a different beverage in this one. Narissa, I know this was from Narissa, was this lovely little this ring of goodness. There was also chocolate with this, and I ate that. Just a lovely little key ring with an initial on it, an acrylic, with a skein of FLOSSTUBE Our Personality. So mine is Autumn Leaves, and then this lovely little wooden tag. Beautiful. That one. Who gave me this? Oh crap, I've forgotten. A little, you know, clean up your fluffy once you've made some frogging. It also had little treats in it. I've got a little needle threader and had little Mentos and stuff. Who is this from? I can see your face. I'm having a moment. Oh my God, you forgive me. I know you watch. Thank you very much. I enjoyed the Mentos immensely. I love Mentos. My lovely friend Christine, I had been chatting with her a week or so before the retreat, and she was showing, like, because of course she sent me my lovely orange set of, what do you call them? Scissor fob thing. Scissor fob is like it. And I'd mentioned I do love other colours, you know. And she gave me a green one. So I've got this lovely green. It has some charms. I love that big bauble, and it's got the little thing for your needles, scissors to stop poking you and whatever. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, she's so good with all her beads, so really happy with that. And then it has an accompanying frogger. So thank you, Christine, so good. And then Suzie, I also had a package of, so you get 30 of these lovely floss tags. I really like them. They're really nice. I've never used these before. I've been getting frustrated with making my own because to use your punches, the card has to be a bit thin. And these are a little bit thicker, and these are from, they are Access Commodities thread drops. Like them, recommend, they're a nice card. So I'm probably going to get more of them. But, and a beautiful little tin, and a beautiful little needle minder, and some of these lovely wooden floss, sort of just wooden floss tags, and a beautiful little velvet bag. Such fun. Where the fuck was this? Marie? Was that you, Marie? I think that was Marie. Pretty sure that was Marie. Oh my God. And last but not least, lovely Elizabeth from Matamata. I went to her house one time for a little stitchy gathering. She gave me another little tissue holder that she made, which I use my other one all the time, so now I can put this into another bag and not have to swap them around. I do use my tissue holder, I love it. And then a little matching needle book with 2025 pinned on it. So those are all the lovely little things, and people are lovely, and I really appreciate it, and I promise I'm going to do better this year. I just have been terrible. I have great intentions to do things, and then life gets out of balance. I just was needing a break, and that's what I did. Okay, 46 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up. I will be back this coming weekend. I don't have plans to work all weekend, and I also don't have plans to be away. I have plans to stay home and sit on my couch for a bit. And you know what that means? Couch equals stitching. I'm glad you could come along and watch this video, and but yeah, retreat was great, people were great. If I didn't talk to you, sorry. If I did talk to you, sorry. I just really thank everybody for being so friendly and so positive and helping me just fill my cup a little bit with love and warmth, because it was a pretty hard few weeks leading up to that, and I was absolutely freaking exhausted, and I feel I can take on the world now, although it's still like a couple of good nights sleep. Okay, I'm gonna go. Take care, and as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.